Here we go. Without further ado, I'm Cook the Barber, your host, and this is Cook the Barber's podcast. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Welcome to episode 1. Cut the bullshit. I'm Cook the Barber. It's Cook's channel. Uncle Ralph.
Yeah, well, Uncle Ralph, what's going on, y'all?
And this topic is about art and business, man.
Yes, sir.
We won't touch art, business, inspiration, motivation. We're gonna talk. Might get a little deep, but let's do it. I'm saying, welcome.
Welcome all. Glad to be here.
What's been going on with you, man? What you been up to?
Well, as you know, now I'm here, part of the shop. Have the
Welcome,
studio
man.
here.
Yeah, definitely. Welcome
much
to
welcome.
CTB Studios. Y'all
Yes, sir,
already
yes,
know.
sir.
We finally here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all been hearing about this for a minute. But we're gonna take it slow, one day at a time, one step at a time.
Yeah, it's a process we're building. It's been good so far. For just kicking up. So
I see your movement. I see how you move, and people taking the liking to you, and they come through. They looking for you.
it's going to be a beautiful thing.
Definitely.
For sure.
I see a lot of things happening.
Mm-hmm.
But how long you been an artist?
My entire life, from I'd say 3-4 years old, was always painting. My mother was an artist. She used to paint floral scenes, so that was like the biggest inspiration for me to get into painting. And my father encouraged it also. So I come from a family of artists and members that back up artists.
Right.
So it was.
So your mom's was a painter.
Yeah,
She was
the artist of the family.
That's what's up, man. Clap it up for your moms.
Big ups to Mom Dukes. Big ups to Mom Dukes for that.
Yeah. And now you're doing paintings, you're doing tattoos. But you remember what's the first thing you drew when you was a kid?
It was probably something either Batman or Ninja Turtles related, Probably Batman, though. That was always he was big in the 80s also. So that was like the thing back then. So I remember drawing him a lot. Like, the kids in the class would be like, oh, I need you to draw Batman, kicking the Joker. So I'd be in the back and, I whip it up for them. That was me. That was the kid in the back of the class drawing stuff for everybody.
That's dope. I remember doing stuff like that. I don't remember what was the first thing I ever drew, but I remember, trying to get artsy with it,
Mm-hmm.
Pencil drawings, painting. Not a lot of paintings, but it still interests is an interest of mine to start painting too.
Yeah, I from when I started, I didn't really stop. I take little breaks here and there to gather inspiration or put together like the pieces that I have in my mind. But it's always been a constant thing though, painting and art in general.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably gonna be doing it, till I'm in the box. So
You remember what was your mom's? Where she get her inspiration from to draw, to put her art together?
it was just therapeutic for her. Same like it is for me. It's like you just kind of have to do it.
Word. I'm glad you said that, because therapy is important.
Mm-hmm.
I'm realizing that more and more the older I get.
For me, it's art. That's what art is for me. It's therapy. It's art therapy. Like, I have to do it. There's just no other way around it.
Word. And at times, I guess people got money. They seek professional therapy, but I think you gotta seek your own mental health. Your own. You gotta find your own therapy.
Yeah, I think you got to find your own way sometimes.
Yeah.
And not to say that it's not good to have a therapist. I'm sure it's good to
Of course,
seek professional
of course.
help, no doubt.
You got the
but-
money, you can go. You know what I'm
for
saying?
sure. But everyone got their vices.
I don't mean it's gonna work, but
yeah.
go do it. Try it.
Facts. Everyone has their vices, or forms of self therapy, right? Self healing, and that's mine.
It's like music.
Mm-hmm.
Music is something I can relate to, like makes me feel better in any moment I want, and I'll tap into that. That's therapy, you know, definitely. But I could imagine the painting. You know, you get all these different ideas. You could be anywhere and pick something up and want to just rush home and do it, right?
That, or let's say I'm going through a personal thing and I want to express it symbolically, right? I could paint a whole kind of crazy thing, and someone will be like, this is like real different. This is wigged out," and have no idea of like the subtext behind it, like the real meaning behind it.
Does it become expensive?
It gets pricey.
Buying all the
Canvases ain't cheap. The canvases I use.
I mean the colors and
the paints, the materials. It gets the time. You have to equate all of that. It's it'd be nice if I was a trust fund kid and I didn't have to worry about working and I could just stay in the studio, in Soho and just fucking paint all day. That'd be nice, but life doesn't work that way for me.
Yeah, cut the bullshit.
You know what I mean? So I have to prioritize now the pieces that I want to create because of the lack of time. So that's like that's the only constraint that I have right now.
Yeah. Time is definitely an essence, and the more practice or time you have for your practice for that foul shot, the more time you can put in, the sharper your work is going to get.
Yeah, exactly.
And then pressure from around you, all these other things you got to meet monthly can take take you left for a minute.
It's like at the end of the day, right? It doesn't matter what's going on in the
That's
world.
when you lose yourself, right? When you lose yourself.
It don't matter what's going on in the world. The rent due at the top of that month. Your bills is due at the top of that month.
It could happen to anybody. Anybody could get lost in, But again, considering that therapy is something that could help, you got to keep identifying those things like the art and the paintings and the music and whatever, plants and shit like that. Some people into plants. I like plants.
I'm trying to get into plants right now. I'm trying to be
You got plants?
Starting to about
I had plants. I don't got plants now. I had plants. Then they lasted, and it was a good look.
I'm trying to get into that. I'm trying to.
At some point, they started dying. I didn't know how to keep them, going. It is work though.
Yeah.
It's work.
I'm trying to find low maintenance plants right now. Start slow, because I'm an amateur. I'm not like these expert plant people.
Yeah. Get a bonsai.
They're here with fucking botanical gardens in their bedroom. A flush garden. But I'm gonna find my own little way in that plant lane.
Definitely. As y'all can see, we are also into this other plant. How you feel about
Just listen, man. Make blunts great again.
make blunts great again?
Yes, sir. It's the slogan.
You smoke before you do like your art piece. You gotta smoke.
I don't have to, but it, depending on the mood. Like, since I've been an artist, like I said, from the jump, I never really needed anything like to get into it, right? It's like that need. So, like, I don't really paint until I feel like I have to, because that's when my best work comes out. So, it could be 2-3 weeks, it could be a month. I don't touch a canvas because I'm not in that frame of mind. But then once I get in that zone, I could produce.
You into big pieces too.
Yeah, I could produce 4 or 5 pieces, in a few weeks when I'm in that zone. So I just prefer to wait until I get into that headspace to create.
Right. It's a beautiful thing. But I can't deny that there's a lot of self-expression, like the music and the paintings. Like when you look at your paintings, like it's I guess you can say it identifies you.
I think that's the same for every kind of artist, right? Whether you're doing painting or whether you're making music, like there's always some kind of personal expression. There's always a piece of you that you pour into your work, whether you're aware of it or not. Um, and I think that if you allow yourself to just let go and kind of be vulnerable in that way and just express yourself fully, right? Like your truth, whatever it is. Like I tell my truths through my work.
Right.
You know, um, it's one of the most honest ways for me to get shit out. So, just painted.
And there's so many opportunities now. I mean, there's always been opportunities in art. There's like music and everything, but there's so many opportunities now. I'm not too, knowledgeable on these NFTs, but there's so many opportunities within the art and
Yeah, man, this whole NFT shit, you see shit in the news, right, where people are accidentally making millions of dollars because they made an NFT meme, and it's like, what does even this mean? Like, so it's something to look into.
yeah.
You know.
Let us know what y'all think about NFTs out there. Let us know in the comments when y'all check this out how y'all feel about those NFTs and what's really going on.
Listen, if if you're watching this and you got the NFT plug and you like my work and you think we can make some M's,
There you go.
hey, listen, get at me. All right, let's
Let them know where they can find you.
I'm on the gram. That's uncle.ralph, RALF. And I'm over
Someone
here
put
at
it
Cook
up
the
too.
Barbershop,
CTB.
70-1160th Street. We out here in Ridgewood, Come down, come get a cut, come get a tat, come get your life right.
Pick up a painting. We'll have some merch. But yeah.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever got approached just because you're wearing red and like, are you a gangster? Are you a gang member?
No. At this point, it's,
Because I'm probably wondering, people that are watching, like, is he a blood?
yeah, nah, it's just color. Red suits me well, It matches my skin tone,
Right.
brings out my cheeks.
Make blunts great again.
Exactly.
So if somebody does want like a painting of yours, right? They can call you up and be like, yo, I want you to like paint something for me, like this, that, however they ask for it. You offer that?
People could purchase a piece that I have. At the moment, I'm not taking any commissions. There's some things in the mix that's going on that it requires my undivided attention. So once I finish that project, I probably will start taking commissions again.
I mean, I'm just thinking about business, trying to get more business minded at anything that we're doing. That way we can, capitalize on everything that we love.
Yeah, for sure. It's a blessing to be able to monetize something that you love doing. And I definitely don't take that shit for granted. Like I feel very grateful and very blessed that,
Right.
shit, I can make a living doing the things I enjoy doing. Very thankful for that, for sure.
You gotta be thankful.
Gotta count
I'm
those
very
blessings.
grateful for every experience I've had in my life. Also, if it wasn't for these experiences, I wouldn't be here today. To be honest, I'm trying to make it a better space every day, day by day.
Yeah,
We gotta just one step at a time.
that's all you can do.
But yes, CTB, Uncle Ralph. It's about art. It's about business. It's about stepping up, elevating the mind. Each one teach one. I mean, that's how I'm feeling today. Right? Round of applause for that. Right now. Yeah. Each one teach one, man. We gotta make sure we stepping it up. Make sure we stepping it up. We can't put pressure on people though. We always gotta identify. But life is a journey, and life ain't easy.
It ain't good if it ain't easy.
What type of tattoos you really like to do?
My custom joints, the stuff that I come up with, the stuff that I, similar to my paintings, but I'll think of something like if I still had space on my arms, right? Like what would I like to get?
If you still have space on your arm, so your whole arm is covered
Yeah,
up
my arms
already.
are finished. Yeah,
You sleeved up,
yeah,
as
there's
they
no
call it.
space left. But like if I could grow another set of arms, right, and I could sleeve them out.
Can I grow another set of arms?
What designs? what tattoos would I want on them?
Right.
So I draw kind of like with what I would want on me in mind. You know, and sometimes I create pieces because I know it'll reach like a certain audience, right? Or it might resonate with a certain audience. Similar to like when someone like Neo writing a song for Rihanna, right? Like he wrote it thinking like I know this would be the perspective of a woman and or this would sell. So, you know, sometimes I can make pieces that same way where I know like this would resonate with a certain audience. So let me create this for them.
You do a lot of like, I don't know, is this the right term? Dark pieces.
What do you mean dark?
I don't know. That's why I was like, I don't know if that's like the right term. Like, I don't know, pieces that might give you a dark side of whatever is going on in life, or
Dark
something.
like
Life
evil
back,
or
yeah, like, you know.
not really. I haven't really had anyone come with anything like heavy like that.
Not even like in paintings and stuff like that. Like,
I mean, I've seen some wild shit like coming up in the game tattooing. I'll give you a quick story. This is a wild one. So I was at a shop in the Bronx, and one day this older Asian cat comes in. Doesn't say a word, just gestures, right? So he walks in, and he's looking around. He's smiling, like pleasant, right? His demeanor's pleasant. So he pulls out a little piece of paper. In the paper, there was a name. So he's gesturing with the paper that he wanted on his chest. So I didn't do the tattoo, another artist did. So the artist is like, okay. So he makes a stencil, right? So this dude takes his shirt off, and he had about 60 names just up and down his chest, all crossed out.
little papers.
No, on his chest. He had names tattooed on his chest in rows, and it was just names crossed out. So we all looking at this dude like, why does he have all these names on his chest crossed out? Like, what the fuck? So he's like, there's a space for this new name. So he's like that's where he wants it.
He's not talking.
He's just gesturing.
Sign language.
Yeah, just gesturing what he wants. So my dude tats it on him, and then he goes gesturing to strike a line through it. So then he puts the line through it. The shop minimum was $100, so that's what the guy was trying to charge him. This guy gives him $1,000. So he's like, no, you know, this is too much. It's too much. So he's pushing it on him like, you're gonna take this stack, like insisting. So he's like, all right. Puts his shirt back on. He just like kind of does like a little halfway like bow to everyone and dips. For sure. For sure.
Hitman. He's crossing out.
And that was his like
stats.
like, you know how you know, like the show Dexter. It's just like he's a serial killer. So his mementos, when he kills someone, he takes their blood and he puts it on a little slide. So his version is just fucking tattooing the person's name and crossing the motherfucker out on his chest.
That's crazy.
That shit was wild, bro. We were like, yo, that's wild. He caught a body out there, and he's out here chilling now, celebrating like, yeah. Yep.
That's crazy. You don't know who's in the chair sometimes. In the barbershop, you don't know who the hell.
Yeah, I'm sure too.
Dealing with.
Yeah, you don't know who you cutting.
Across the street, in the train, as you be in your chips. CTB, from customer to artist, you already know. And being that we covered a lot of the art, let me dig a little deeper now as a customer of mine for quite some time now as I cut your hair.
Yes, sir.
Um,
Always keeping me nice and fresh, my
I'm gonna
guy.
try to have fun with these questions that I have for the barbershop customer here. So I've been cutting hair for what, a few years, right?
Mhm.
Maybe I've known you for, let's just say, what, 2, 3 years, 5 years?
Nah, longer than that.
More, right?
Yeah,
More?
like it's probably
I'm
like,
bugging?
yeah, like it's probably 7, 8. Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. Damn,
It's been a
time
minute, man.
flies.
Yeah, time flies.
And so yeah, as a customer, I remember, and this is why I've been inspired to do things like this. Like we're about to figure, like I didn't know you. You walked in, you asked me for a haircut one day or whatever you wanted. I gave it to you and made you feel great.
Facts.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people might not identify. Like we were saying before, identify something that makes you feel good, right? So what does it mean to you to get a haircut?
Shit, it's maintenance. It's the bare minimum maintenance of a man. You know, that goes without question. Well, if you care about yourself, you're getting a cut weekly. You know, now, I did this butterfly on the side of my head, so I got to get a haircut every like 3-4 days.
Right. You want to see that shit sharp.
Exactly. So, but that's a commitment I decided to make, right? But yeah, the haircut is sacred.
Let us know in the comments how a haircut makes you feel and what it means to you.
Or how often you get a cut. And don't lie. A lot of people be
Word.
capping, man.
Because sometimes somebody could get a haircut and be acting like he always was fresh as haircuts, and he just started getting a fresh haircut. He never knew. He didn't even know the name of the haircut he got on.
Be fuzzy as fuck.
Like I remember not knowing what I'm gonna get. I'm gonna have to show a pic. I don't know what it's called. A kid.
Nah, see, I used to have long ass hair. I used to have braids. I was rocking braids for
Oh, you used to hold the braids, like designs and all that.
every 3-4 days. I was like a fanatic. I would go get a new design. Like I was known for just having designs every like 3-4 days. People go, God damn, son, you just had some star shit the other day.
And that takes what, like 2 hours?
2-3 hours. Scalp beat.
And it was pricey, right?
Yeah.
It was pricey.
Yeah, I was dropping chicken. I was dropping chicken.
What year was that?
Shit.
Because I remember I used to go places and a lot of people was just getting braids everywhere.
That was probably, the Iversons.
That cut down a lot, right? Yeah, I think that cut down a lot from what it used to be.
Yeah.
Let us know if you was back in the day, used to have a lot of braids and you used to get them laced up, and who laced them. You know what I'm saying?
Everyone had braids back in
And
the
how
day.
much you paid.
What I want to know,
Some people had to hook up.
which one of y'all still got braids? Because goddamn, that's commitment. If you still have
That's
braids,
it's high maintenance.
if you still have braids right now, and I'm not talking Jim Jones braids, where it looked like he took a comb to the shit like right after. I'm talking regular, maintenance braids. If you got your hair braided, I commend you.
Right.
Salute to the people that still got their hair braided.
And the people that braid the hair, because it's again, art. It's an art.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And we continue with the,
Man, some of the designs I used to get, I was just amazed. Like, the talent. Just how do you figure that out?
right.
How do you go, okay, if I do this, this is how this motherfucker.
Let us know if you know where to go. If you know where to go to get braids right now like that, like real ill, because I be seeing ill on the gram and other social medias. I see some ill designs. Yo,
But I'm out and about quite a bit, and I can't tell you the last time I seen a motherfucker
yeah.
with his hair braided. Can't tell you. I haven't seen it.
Well, you're also in the business of driving, so you get to see a lot of people out there back and
And
forth.
I haven't seen braids.
Yeah.
I don't see it. Or maybe I haven't noticed, right? That's the other thing. So subconsciously, because I'm not looking for it,
Yeah.
So now that we talking about braids, right? Tomorrow, I'm gonna end up seeing like 4 or 5 people watch. Like, oh shit, there we go. Okay, there. Oh, another. I'm gonna get a passenger with braids and
Right,
shit. Watch,
right.
that'll be funny.
Me too. We're gonna see. I'm gonna see. When I walk tomorrow, wherever I go, it's like if I see.
Yeah, facts.
I'm probably not even gonna look for it. I'm just gonna like, oh shit.
Yeah. Keep your eyes open for
Yeah.
dudes with braided hair. That's funny.
So yeah, your mother being an artist, and she grew up out here in New York.
Yeah. In the Bronx.
So was she somebody who was in tune with hairstyles, and she knew what was what?
Nah, she kept her hair regular. Yeah.
So when was the first time she took you for a haircut, and what kind of haircut she gave you?
When I was a kid, I used to keep the curly flat top. It was the '80s, so it wasn't. I didn't get Caesars until
Curly flat top.
like
a little.
like the little kind of like curly fro.
So when your hair grows, it's like
I got like thick curly hair.
it doesn't fall. It just
Something like
I would have to like
it stays
shape
up.
it.
It stays
for
up for a
flat top.
while before it comes back down.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So reason I ask is, as a kid, my mom's. I don't remember too many people in my family in tune with fashion, art, hairstyles. Let us know if your family was out there like very in tune. And did you have a grandma here that was like, she just knew, like, get that boy a cut, and she probably put pressure on her daughter, who was your mom.
See, I think like now, like today's generation, right? We take pride in like drip.
Mm-hmm.
So our kids, like, we're gonna make sure that it's like a reflection of us, right? Like it's more important now for your kids to look fly.
Oh yeah.
Back then,
Hell
oh yeah,
yeah.
shit.
You buy all these Jordans, you buy all this little gear that the baby grows out of quickly, and then what?
My beautiful little niece, I brought her a pair of J's. She already grew out of them.
Mm-hmm.
She's
And them things ain't cheap.
she's like a year and a few months. She's almost 2. And she growing out of shit. She grew out of that shit instantly. I was like, why did I spend 2 cash on these?
Mm-hmm.
Unless she can't even wear them no more.
Right. It's only if you got pictures, then that's all she'll know. And have.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna show her, like, look,
Yeah.
Uncle Ralph had you in one of your first pair of J's.
Mm-hmm.
Play with me.
Yeah, I mean, our families. I remember growing up in the house, and our families had pictures all over the walls.
Shouts to
Pride with with whatever they dressed their family portrait, whatever.
shouts to Don Jeter. It's my little brother. Shouts to Miliana, my
Shout out to
beautiful
him,
little
shout out.
niece, my little baby girl.
That's what's up.
See y'all soon.
Shout out to other mothers out there who was in
Shouts to
tune.
all the mothers.
Period. But shout out to all the mothers in tune. And if you was a mom in tune with fashion and you always dressed your boy up and took him to the barbershop, hit us up. Let us know if you was that type of mom, because I'm interested in that.
Shouts to the mothers that take their kids to the barbershop weekly.
Facts.
That's important, and y'all setting a good example. So shouts to y'all. Shouts to the mothers.
That's why it is important. Like we said before, man. If they from the beginning, if you can notice and identify these things, man, it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. Get that haircut and move forward. Were you a crybaby when they took you to the barbershop?
Never. No. I wasn't one of those nervous kids, like, how some kids wig out when they got to get like a shot or whatever. Like, I was always like, it's whatever. Pardon me.
Yeah, I had 10-year-olds crying in the chair.
Nah, that's wild.
Kicking and screaming.
At 10, like, come on, get it together.
Yeah, I mean, they're only gonna do what the parent allows. Right?
We're doing you a service, kid.
Mm-hmm.
Relax.
You remember your parents taking you often, or it was like as a kid, like?
I mean, I don't
only for like big events and stuff.
Like it's like special occasions.
Yeah, special occasions.
Right? Like your birthday,
communion.
Every so often you get the maintenance cut. When it starts getting a little too shaggy behind the ears, then it's like, all right, it's time.
Right. My shit used to cover my ears. I used to be sweating, it's just dripping, cover my ears. And I think they used to want me to have a DA.
As soon as I started making my own money, it was braids every week and And I was still at the barbershop anyway to get that fresh lineup with it too. So that was the other
That's another
thing.
thing. After you go pay for the braids, you got to go to the barber now. So
Yeah,
you can,
it was a process, right? So you get the
Yeah.
braids first. Boom, now I'm crispy. The next spot's the barbershop for the lineup. And then the whole thing is complete. Now the masterpiece is done.
Did they make a big deal? Like you remember your parents making a big deal? Yo, we're gonna go to the barbershop today. Bring the camera. We're gonna get his first haircut or anything like that.
I mean, I wouldn't remember that, but I've seen it. You know, like people coming in and like filming like the first haircut of the kid. And I guess that's something that's special, right? Like the first of everything of your very first child. Like I get that. You know,
This barbershop experience is crazy. I've seen a lot of, different vibes.
like I've always wanted to know, right? From a barber, how do y'all deal with the kids that's like that wig out and like scream and you know what I mean? They act like they about to get their head fucking lopped off.
First things you gotta be patient. I cut a kid that kind of jerked back one time. In my early days, I was, kind of like got me real nervous and shit. Specifically now, if I see a little kid, I just want him to. Some kids are just mad ticklish and they can't help it. They got reactions.
Yeah.
But yeah, it takes patience and when you, especially in the parent, if y'all parents
Cause parents don't
don't
intervene
discipline your
sometimes.
child,
Yeah, some
when it
parents
needs
just
to
like
be
that's your
disciplined,
problem now.
then
You go hit barber, not you're the parent for
we're gonna be there
for
longer.
30 minutes.
The boys probably sweating, screaming, and it gets. But that's true too.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I gotta be
Especially
very careful.
if it's if your very first experience.
Yeah, definitely. That's another thing I learned along the lines as I cut hair. That's why I got so many clippers.
So you got like child clippers,
Yeah, they're not child clippers, but I fixed the blade.
but
right?
you edited them.
I fixed the blade to make it sharp enough so it doesn't really hurt. Right? It's good sharp. It's sharp enough
You modified
for
it
the
for
kids.
a
You know what I'm
child.
saying? But to get the sharp look on an adult,
You wouldn't
Right.
use that.
no. I got another machine that's a little more sharper because I know that the child might not.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you modified the other one specifically.
Yeah, you can change the levels of sharpness on the blades if you know how to deal with it.
So when a kid comes in, you're like, all right, I'm gonna use the kid blade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And I got some of them that I just used to boiled out, period, to preserve the other ones that I used to line up.
You know, it's funny, man. I definitely respect the craft of the barber. I think if the multiverse exists, right, and there's parallel universes, I'm pretty sure that there's another me somewhere that ended up being a barber. For sure.
Yeah.
Without a question. I know there's a motherfucker going around called Barber Ralph. Facts.
I could say I could feel the same way almost about the tattoo because I like art, so I think it's crazy.
There's definitely another you somewhere out here in the multiverse tattooing right now as we speak. Who knows, right? It's the beautiful thing about it.
It's crazy. You had a lot of. How many brothers you said? You got one brother?
I got two brothers, two younger brothers.
No sisters?
Nah, no sisters.
Okay, yeah. I ain't had no sisters till I learned to have sisters. So when I learned how to have sisters, we were so old. It was and when I went to see them, I always like imagine myself going to see like some little girls. And when I seen them, it was like grown ass women with kids and everything.
Mm-hmm. So you're like, oh, okay,
I was like, oh shit.
yeah. So the how it would have been growing up with sisters is already removed.
Yeah, I don't have no clue what would it be like. I had aunts, a lot of aunts around me. A lot of female aunts. So I can't.
I would have liked to have had a sister.
Shout out to the aunts out there who doing great jobs because I had a lot of good aunts out there who made me feel good when I was around them.
Facts. Shouts to my precious aunt that I call my mom. You know, my mother passed when I
Round
was
of
a kid.
applause for them, man.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I mean?
Shouts to the TTs. Shouts to the TTs.
We turning this into video music box? Shout out to my man Kiki. You know what I'm saying? Yo, shout out to Lord. Nah, but getting back to the custom part of you, right? You ever thought about cutting your own hair?
Nah.
No? Not even as a kid. Some kids even tried as a kid.
I respect the craft, man.
I'm saying.
I respect the craft. You know, if I got shot, I'm not gonna try to dig the bullet out myself. I'm going to Wyckoff. You know, I'm out. I'm running to the hospital. Like, I respect the craft. So, as a tattoo artist, I've tattooed myself.
Right. Tell me about that, because I saw you did a brand new piece on your hand.
Yeah. This spider right here.
That's crazy.
That's the 18th one. So I've done it 18 times now.
You've tattooed yourself 18 times.
Yeah. Yes, sir. I believe in my product, you know?
Yeah, that's dope.
Facts. How many times have you cut your hair?
Not always did I cut my hair, but I'm going to say in the last few years, I guess I've done it a lot more than ever.
But you've done it a lot.
Yeah, I fade my own hair. You know, I've actually gave myself some parts and shaped myself up, you know.
Absolutely.
But it was, again, let me try this, and once I figured it out, because I know how to do it, so why not do it on myself? You got to have the right
angles. Yeah. It's a process, but
you know?
yeah.
Because the better your equipment, the easier the job.
Always.
You know what I'm saying? The better your stuff is set up, your work is going to just be smooth. But you got to know how to handle your equipment. You can't let your equipment sit there and not give your equipment no maintenance, people. Y'all barbers don't be getting the clippers maintenance and cleaning them properly. And then we get bad reps as barbers. You catching something or this, it's coming from your clippers.
Got to be clean.
Yeah.
Cleanliness is, what does they say? It's next to godliness.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Word.
Got to keep it clean. Yep.
So you look at that as a customer, I get interested like that. Like, oh shit, how long you been doing the tattooing? You said, and this, that, and the third. And then there's times when I think about who I don't know who is the customer. You know, like you was talking about that dude with the tattoos.
Yeah.
You know,
facts.
And you always got to be careful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This dude one time was sitting in a chair in a barbershop where I worked in. I wasn't working with you. It was with Primo. Shout out RIP Primo. And there was already a guy in the shop. And some other dude came in the shop after. I knew he was just sitting there as I'm waiting for a haircut.
Right.
And the other dude came later and pulled out a gat and pretty basically stuck us up. Right? Everybody throw their stuff in the middle. As soon as he grabbed the stuff and he jetted, the other nigga picked up also and ran right behind him.
So you
think might have been
the first dude was in cahoots with son?
Yeah, he let him know that it was clear in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we good to
go. We could pull this off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's why you never know, man. I don't like to think that way. I don't, you know what I'm saying? In this position, working.
When was that? That was the 90s? Cause that sound like some 90s shit.
Yeah, it is some 90s shit.
That's like some 93 shit right
They still trying to pull that off now. You see the videos out there? They still trying to pull that off now. Even with the cameras in their face, y'all niggas crazy.
What year was that? Like 93? 94?
Mine?
Yeah.
It might have been a little later in the 90s.
Yeah, later on, like what?
Yeah.
96?
I'll tell you exactly right now what it was. My daughter was about 5 years old, 6 years old.
The reason I ask is because I'm trying to see. There's a younger audience also that's going to be watching this, so yeah, you're not familiar with the 90s, but there's a progression of wild shit that happened starting from the early to the late 90s. So when I'm asking Cook, when did this stick up in the barbershop occur, I'm trying to gauge at what point of the 90s of the savagery of it all.
Yeah, because there was a lot of wild shit going on, like there's wild shit going on now.
New York City's getting real 90-ish. It's getting real 90-ish right now. It's reminding me a lot of how the wild shit from back in the day.
Mm-hmm. And some say it's, how you feel about this? Some say it's worse now. Let us know if you think it's worse now than it was before.
If you're that old.
You know? But I think we just got more cameras now, so we get to see it more.
Yeah.
And
we was having this talk the other day. So, you know, there's this thing that there's this big uptake in violence and you know, crime is shooting up and you know, the city's getting out of control. But is it really that? Or is it just that because not everyone has a cell phone, we're all amateur journalists?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All you have to do is pull your camera on and record.
Mm-hmm.
And now that's proof of what's happened. You go back to, you know, 2 decades ago, we didn't have that. You know, I've seen a lot of wild shit happen, and there was no one around to record it. So it's like, did it happen?
Right.
It's like that saying, right? What is it? If a tree falls in the forest and no one's there to hear it, does it make a sound? And it's kind of like the same thing. Like, how many? To go back to another saying, as long as you don't get caught, it ain't a crime.
I believe that. I believe that back in the days was worse than today.
Yeah,
and
I
if
think
we
so.
had cameras,
Absolutely.
you know, not that all movies are telling you the truth about every exact moment in our times, but you know, they play with the truth. And I believe that if we had cameras back in the days, we would have seen some real gully shit. We would have been seeing some real, you know, all types of gangs that we can remember from back.
Yeah.
From all places, you know, from.
You want to talk about wild shit? We could go back to when I was in high school. I went to Park West, and man, they was doing this thing where, in order to get down with a gang, you'd go into the classroom and just straight cut a person. And
In high school?
Yeah, in high school. This was me coming into I was in 9th grade, freshman. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Fresh off from a nice sheltered junior high. Right. And I'm coming into high school and I'm seeing kids get their face opened up with blades. Blood splattering to the left and right of me. And I'm like, what is even going on right now? And I remember going home and telling my peoples these stories like, yo, and then, you know, this person got stabbed. I remember a kid got shot 2 classrooms away from me. I heard the shot go off and all that. He was shot in the shoulder. And I'm like, this is wild.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
And none of that shit ended up in the news. So I was like, how can this not? That's when I knew that, you know, reality ain't like reality how I thought.
The cover-ups.
I was like, look how, like, all this crazy shit can happen and no one knows.
Right. And then whatever does gets out.
How a kid get popped? And this shit don't end up in today's time. You know, that's front page news.
Now, the news is everywhere now.
The news is everywhere now, but back then a lot of wild
shit
shit was happening.
We had this back in the days. Oh my God.
But yeah, that's why back in the days was worse than now, for sure.
Criminals are intelligent now. Oh, some of them.
Some. Still got a lot
they
of
get creative.
Still got a lot of dumbasses.
Yeah, there's still a lot of dumbasses. Cameras and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Some wild. I've seen wild footage, and I can't believe how they get to. You know,
I seen people catch bodies on camera. Like, what you think is gonna happen to you, Papa? You're done.
You think this comes from just a young man? Does this come from a young-minded person who just comes from a negative background, or is it just somebody who? Because I don't know, it's confusing sometimes. And I mean, I ain't no psychiatrist, psychologically. I'm no professional here. Okay, I'm just the barber, but I do get a lot of stories in my chair, and then sometimes I feel like a psychiatrist.
No, you can't discredit yourself because
You know what I'm saying?
barbers are therapists in a sense.
Right.
I'm sure you get people that they come here and they unload their problems onto you, right?
Right.
Whatever's going on.
Absolutely.
And you share your perspective with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure a lot of them leave feeling better.
Mm-hmm.
They got a fresh cut. Maybe you gave them some kind of positive affirmation.
Thanks.
So now they looking better, and you gave them these kind, positive words, and now they out the door.
Mm-hmm.
That's a service, man.
Yeah. With a smile. Service with a smile.
You know?
Yeah, I like to serve with a smile, because there's no reason to be upset. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes when I cut hair and I'm focused though, and I'm like looking into the hair, I'm like this. I just look like but I'm actually I'm ready to smile. I'm ready to smile at any joke at any moment.
You in the zone. You in the zone. That's
yeah.
all.
I'm ready. You got a joke? Hit us up if you got a joke. I want to smile. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So these cameras are, I guess you could say, effective.
I had seen a documentary a few years ago. And they was talking about like CCTV and how,
They can be effective because
but they're everywhere now.
Yeah. Some of these places got cameras that they don't even look too good, and these are places that make really good money.
Yeah, I seen that happen also though, right? Like they'll show the CCTV footage and it's grainy.
Yeah. We got cameras here, and this ain't no big business like those big businesses I'm talking about. And the quality on the cameras I see for us is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So why would they have cheap cameras? Anyway, CTB, Ralph, I appreciate you coming through.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thanks for
not just coming through, but becoming a part of this movement.
Appreciate you,
What I'm saying, we got to cultivate the brand.
Yes, sir.
We cultivating the brand, and we're gonna cut the bread. Cut the bullshit, man. CTB, I already know. Check us out over here. Let us know how y'all felt about this episode 1. You know what I'm saying? Artist, customer to the artist. You heard?
Yes,
Uncle
sir.
Ralph.
Appreciate y'all for watching, man. Appreciate you too, Cook.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all, and I appreciate you too, bro. We out, man.
Sure.
Yo, Data. We out.